welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I am Rue, and today we are doing another No Pan Left Behind, and today's palette is going to be the Noiricorn Blightmoon Palette. This one is in collaboration with the Ghoul in Japan, which I actually didn't really know about her content until I got this offered in PR, or I guess it was a gifted collaboration because they did say I had to do a video on it. Just on like TikTok or Instagram, which I do with all of my products anyway, so I had absolutely no problem doing that. But I do think it's important to decipher the difference, which I didn't really realize there was a difference before. But so this was technically a gifted collaboration, but this palette is absolutely beautiful. I am so excited to be using every single shade. I already have my first impressions up. I think in that video I did call it PR, but it is technically a gifted collaboration. So if that difference matters to you, just note that. I do also have a code that is affiliated with C Beauty Mall, which is like a retailer that carries this product along with other brands. So I do have a discount code with them, which will be in my description box. I can also pop it up here as well. I believe it's 10% off for you guys, and I do get a small kickback if anyone decides to use that code. But this color story is so beautiful, and I'm so excited to create some more looks and play with this palette some more. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop right in. Alrighty guys, so for the first look, all I really know is that I want to play with these two shimmers, and I've been kind of into starting with shimmers occasionally lately. Not for all looks, but for some looks I've been really liking the results. So I have not primed my eyes yet because we're actually going to start with my Unearthly Glimmer Grasp. And I'm just going to be picking it up on a flat brush, just like this one. And I'm going to start it on the inner part of the lid. And I'm going to pull it up past my lid where it turns into my crease, because I've been really enjoying pulling my shimmer up further and kind of having it at an angle. So I'm going to be placing both shimmers where this Glimmer Grasp is going. I don't know what I'm going to do for the inner corner because I'm using the lightest shade for something else, but it should be fine. Alright, so we're going to be starting with Gilded, and then we'll go into Obscura. So with Gilded, I'm going in with a really small flat brush. I think this is one of my smallest flat brushes that I have. And I just want to start it at the very inner part of the lid, and I'm going to pull it up and at a bit of an angle. This shade is perfect. I love it. Okay, I think that's as far as I want to bring it, at least for now. So we're going to go into Obscura, and I'm actually going to grab a slightly bigger flat brush for this one. Some of these shimmers are soft pressed, so I like to be pretty cautious when dipping in because I don't want to grab too much and have it feel wasteful. But we're just plopping Obscura right beside it, going at a bit of an angle. Again, these two shades are so beautiful together. I really like it because this one is like kind of a light green, orange, yellow shift. This one is like a purple, but it has like orange sparkles in it, but it also shifts green. It's really, really cool. And again, I'm pulling it quite high up, and I'm just blending the edges together of both shades. This is pretty much as far as I've gotten for thinking about what I want to do for this look. I really just wanted to give these two a moment. But I think what we'll do next is go in with some of my Morphe eye primer. So I'm going to just grab that on another flat brush. This one's like a flat-ish brush. It's actually grown on me. When I first tried it, I didn't really play with flat brushes that were this soft. Not soft, I don't really know the word I'm looking for, but like most of my flat brushes I guess are more dense than this one, but I've ended up really liking this one. This one's from Unearthlycosmetics, and yeah, when I first got it, I feel like I even remember saying I'm not sure how much I'll like it, but it's become a staple in a lot of my looks day to day. And I'm just throwing that primer everywhere that those two glitters were not laid down. I'm also gonna pull it on my lower lash line just to prep there for whatever I decide to do. Alright, I think we're gonna be going in with Grave Light right beside Obscura. So I'm going in with one of my bigger fluffy brushes. This one is from Do Color. I got this set gifted in sort of like a gifted collaboration because they wanted me to do a video. It's the only thing I ever received from them, but that's perfectly okay. I do like quite a few of these brushes are also staples in my collection at this point now too. Like I really like this brush, and also one of the flat brushes that I used, you saw, was also from this set. And I'm just putting this all over the lid and the crease, kind of just following this shape that I was already laying out with those shimmers. I do think I want to put a light matte in the brow bone just to help with blending everything out. I'm going back into the brush that I had Obscura for just because I want to try and get that blend between the matte and Obscura a little bit better. And I think I'm just going to go in with a random setting powder on the brow bone just so I have something. So this one is from Covergirl. It's the Clean Invisible, and it's in buff beige. But honestly, it's a setting powder. That's all you really need to know. And again, I'm just using a fluffy brush just to fluff that along the entire brow bone area because it'll help make that blend between that matte and the brow bone a little bit smoother. So I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more Grave Light now that we have something to blend that out into. And I'm just softly going to blend that top part out a little bit more. So far I'm liking this, but I think I want more depth. So I might go into the black, or I could go into, what is that, Wrathwood. I think I should do the black. That greenish gray is really pretty too though. But let's do the black. I think that greeny color will work really well with the shades I have left over. So I'm picking up just a little bit of soot, and I'm just gonna pop it on this outer edge here. And I'm gonna build it up pretty slowly because I don't want it to completely overtake Grave Light. So just picking up a little bit at a time on a small-ish fluffy brush. I think these are my smallest fluffy brushes. And I'm pretty happy with how much pigment got laid down. Now I just want to work on blending it all. Maybe I'll pick up just a tiny bit more just for here, right on this outer edge. I'm just gonna go back into Obscura a little bit. Okay, I am really liking this so far. What else do I want to do? We could bring in, where's the brush I'm thinking of? I'm thinking I might just bring in a little tiny bit of lumen here, just on this inner part. So I'm gonna pick it up on this fluffy brush. This one's another Unearthly brush. And I want to work pretty slowly and not build it up too much. So I'm putting it pretty close to the inner corner. And I'm just putting it where that first shimmer was, but in the crease. Just to give it a little bit more, I guess, dimension. Yeah, I like that. I think that was a good choice. What I might do is just pull that yellow around the inner corner. And I'm going to pick it up on an angled brush and pull it through that lower lash line. I think I will add gilded on top of it on the lower lash line as well, but I'm just going to start by laying this down. I'm going to about the halfway point, and I'm just going to pick up a tiny bit of glitter primer just on another angled brush and pop it over top of that yellow, and picking up just a little bit of gilded and pulling it over top. Now for the other side of the lower lash line, I think I'm just gonna pull in Grave Light and just pull it across. I don't think I'm gonna add the shimmer to this side. I mean, I could, but I think I won't. Just trying to get that middle part blended a little bit. I think that looks better. Okay, is there anything else I want to do for shadow? I think I'm happy with this. I think I might throw in like a Glitterally Obsessed in the brow bone or something. But for shadow, I think this is everything. So I'm going to hop off, finish off the rest of the look, and then I will come back and show you when it's complete. Alrighty guys, we are back with the completed look. I'm not loving my skin. I bet you guys can guess what I used, but we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in. So for my skin, I went in with my Unearthly Satin Sorcery Primer for my foundation. Guess what I used? Any guesses? Any guesses? Yeah, it was in fact the Covergirl Blurring Skin Tint, and again, it just was not it for me. This feels like it's lasting forever, and usually I love when a product lasts, but this one I just want emptied out so badly. But that's what I used, and I'm feeling like it really didn't do any coverage around this area. Even before I put all my blushes and stuff down, my nose looks so bad. I feel like I'm not even wearing any coverage, so I guess it just is what it is. For my cream blush, I went in with my Cosmic, did you see my nose? My nose. I went in with my Cosmic Beauty Nutmeg cream blush, and then for my highlighter stick, I went in with the Lashstep. This is an eyeshadow stick in crystal. Then I just went ahead and set in everything with my Covergirl Clean Invisible in Buff Beige. It's getting pretty good with like used up, so I'm excited to have that one used up. I just wish this one would get used up too. For my powder blush, I decided to go into my Unearthlycosmetics Spring Magic Blush Palette. Oh my gosh, I can't talk right now, I'm so sorry. I used Crystal. I couldn't remember but for a sec, but I used Crystal. And then for highlight, I went in with my Wet n Wild highlighter. I just, I'm trying to use it up, and I figured it would be good enough. So I went in with this. I don't know the shade because it's my old broken one that I'm trying to get used and out. For the rest of my eyes, oh, I used this one. This is the ColourPop Glitterally Obsessed. You can see that it's quite dried out and crusty, but it's fine. I used that on my brow bone inner corner, and I used a little bit on my cheeks where the highlight is. I don't even know if it's noticeable, but I used it. So for the rest of my eyes, I went in with my Essence Lash Princess Mascara. This is the False Lash Effect, and I've been really enjoying this, especially for such an affordable mascara. I really like this product. For my waterline, I went in my Wet n Wild Baby's Got Black eyeliner. I figured black would do the trick, so that's what I went with. And then for my brows, I went in with my eyebrow designer from Essence in Brown 02. The color match is good, but I don't think I'll repurchase this one. Once it runs out, I think I'll go back to one that you don't have to sharpen. And then for my lips, I went with something very simple. I just went in with my ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Bumble. It's getting so close to being used up that I'm just trying to utilize it a lot because it's so almost empty. And then I went in with my Unearthly gloss. This one is in Predator, so it has that nice greeny shift. It's very subtle right now, but I do really like this one. So that is everything I used to finish off this look. Let's go ahead and hop into the next one. Alrighty guys, so for this next look, I have a pretty vague idea of what I'd like to do. So I already primed my eyes with my Morphe eye primer. I already applied some tape to the sides of my eyes here. And what I think we're going to start with is the red shade. Sorry, the picture goes like this, but the palette goes like this. So I think we're going to start with Bloodstone. And yeah, we'll just go from there. So I'm going to pick up that matte red on this kind of brush. I don't really know what kind of brush it is, but, and then I'm gonna put that on that outer edge at an angle and just kind of slowly blend it. That tape is already pulling off. I know I'm not technically blending it into anything, but I just kind of want to make it a nice, I don't know what I want to do, but this is what I'm doing. So then I was thinking I would do like the exact same thing on this inner edge. So I'm going to pick up some more Bloodstone and we're going to place it here again at an angle. So last night was a Monday and I pretty much always have Tuesdays off. So I got in a cute little power bank that I could basically cut a hole into my vanity and stick it through, because before, all of my cords were attached to this really ugly yellow extension cord that just like was kind of hidden under my vanity, but it collected so much dust and it was such a pain to sweep and maintain. I'm gonna go into this green shade, Bilethorn, on like a kind of fluffy-ish, not flat brush, but I don't know. It's a good brush. I like it. It's from Unearthly. And I want to pop that up here. But anyway, so I cut a hole into my vanity and I'm very excited. It all went really well, except for I'm an idiot and I was putting it into this nook that you can't really see into very well. And I couldn't see where I was putting the screw, so I screwed it into one of the USB ports. Yeah, I did that. And then I looked in and I was like, oh no. So everything was unplugged. It's fine safety wise and stuff. But so I had to like unscrew it and like get it out of that USB port. So one of the two USB ports is totally destroyed. It like is warped and won't work, of course. I'm not even gonna try and see if it'll work. So I did that. I am the reason I cannot have nice things. I'm fully aware. So I'm gonna have to buy a replacement and just pop a new one in. At least the hole's already there. I'll just buy the same one and we'll be good to go. But for now, it's still a huge improvement, because like I said before, it was such a mess underneath, and now since my plug-in is literally behind my vanity, it's nice and tucked in and clean, and it just looks so much better. We're gonna use like this pencil brush and go into Wrathwood right here. My eyes are watering a little bit. I usually let my eye primer chill out for a bit before starting, but my eye wasn't watering and then it just started watering, so that's cool. But I'm gonna put that like on this outer part. I don't want it to take over the red, so I'm being very light-handed. But yeah, so I did that last night and I tested it out today just with my hair straightener. I usually use a straightener on my bangs just to get them how I want them. I'm also going to place it like here, just for a little more depth. And then I'm going to go back into the brush that had the red. I might pick up a little bit more red. I might not need to. We'll see in a second. But yeah, so I did that. So now I have a power bank and I'm so annoyed because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. So if one thing on something is broken, it bugs me and then I want to just replace the whole thing. So I'm a little bit annoyed about that, but it's fine. I'm gonna use it until I think I'm gonna refinish my vanity over the summer, just slowly and surely, because when I bought it, it was this really aggressive like salmony orange color, so I painted over it with purple, but I didn't have all the knowledge that I do now, but also tools and resources to fix it properly. So I just painted over the orange. So now that purple is chipping and I can see orange underneath it. So I'd like to like completely strip all the paint off and see what's underneath it, and then maybe stain, maybe paint. I'll just kind of play that part by ear. But I want to have like a fresh start with the vanity. So yeah, that's kind of what I'd like to do. This is pretty. I think maybe we could start with shimmers now. I don't know how I want to place the shimmers is my problem. I'm thinking maybe I do red with green in the middle. I don't know. So anyways, I'm grabbing some Unearthlycosmetics Glimmer Grasp, and we're gonna grab it on a flat brush and just lay it in the center where there's really no color, pigment, whatever. And then I'm gonna pick up we're gonna start with the Ruby Flame, and then we'll go into Chimeweed. So I'm grabbing a pretty small flat brush. So I'm grabbing it on a pretty small flat brush, and I'm basically just gonna press it into this side and this side. And I'm just gonna take my time building it up because it's kind of a pressed glitter, I believe. So getting it fully opaque takes a little bit of work, which is fine. Just going to take my time until I'm happy with it. Today, we're also having our fence looked at. We haven't replaced our fence since we bought the house, and it was already in really rough condition when we bought our house, which was, I think we're on year 7, maybe even 8 now. I think we're on year 8 actually. So our fence is in pretty rough condition, but we've just had to prioritize different things. But this year, my partner is pretty adamant on wanting the fence redone, which is fair. It's definitely overdue. So we're having someone come over today to give us a quote. So we'll see how that goes. There's some upgrades we'd like to do over this summer on our house, for sure. Now I'm gonna go in. I want another little brush like that. I don't think I have one, but this one might work. So going into Chimeweed now on another flat brush. This one's not as small and detailed, but I think it'll do the trick. And we're just gonna put Chimeweed in the center. That's cute. I'll definitely blend the shimmers together once everything's placed, but I do like it. So I'm gonna flip the brush over and kind of blend it into the red a little bit. That went a little more than I wanted, but I think it's fine. Same thing on this side. And I'm just going back in with the brush that had the red shimmer just to kind of play around, get everything looking the way I want. I'm just going to do a little back and forth. Just going back in with my red matte as well. Now for the lower lash line, I'm wondering if we go into Wrathwood and maybe Bloodstone. I don't know. I'm really not sure what I want for that lower lash line, but I'm going to start. That one way too low. It's fine. I'll clean it up. But I'm going to start with Wrathwood. So I usually do this part with just an angled brush. Helps me keep it nice and tight, which I personally like. Just going to grab a little more Wrathwood and put it here as well as here. I want it to be a little more clear that it's the same shade underneath as up there. And I think I over blended it just a little bit, but I think that looks better already. I'm still gonna go back in with the red just for the edge here, just right in between where that red and that greeny gray is. Okay, before I do my inner corner, I just want to go in with a setting powder. I'm just going to go in with my Covergirl Clean Invisible, since that's probably going to be the setting powder I use today. And I'm just grabbing it on a fluffy brush. I just want to have something brushed along the brow bone, because I'm going to put a shimmer up there, but I just feel like a look is more finished when there's something up there, whether it's a color or just a translucent powder. I just feel like it helps finish the look. That's all preference. I know a lot of really talented people don't bother or don't feel the need for it, but for me, if I'm not putting a color up there, I like to put something. Alright, now I'm just grabbing a little bit more of my Glimmer Grasp, and I'm gonna pop it nice and tight in the brow bone here, as well as pick up a little bit more just on this inner corner. Now for those two spots, I'm going in with Gilded. I freaking love this shade. It's so beautiful. And I'm gonna pop that. Oh yeah, that's such a good shade. And in the inner corner as well. Alrighty guys, that's everything I'm gonna do for eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna hop off, finish the rest of the face, and I'll come back and show you when it's complete. Alrighty guys, we are back with the completed look, and I think it turned out really pretty. There are a few little things that I'm not a fan of, but we'll get into that. Starting with, I used the same foundation I have been for quite a while now, and I had to blow my nose. I don't know if you can see, but like it looks so bad here now, and I tried to touch it up, and this is not a foundation you can touch up. So just another day of using foundation I don't like because I need to use it up. It's fine. It's all fine. So to finish off this look, I did go in with my Unearthlycosmetics Satin Sorcery Primer. And then, as I'm sure most of you have guessed by now, I went in with my CoverGirl Blurring Skin Tint. This one is in 405 Fair Cool, and I cannot use this up fast enough. There's a part of me that wants to just find someone who would use it and get rid of it, but I don't know. I don't know what I should do with that one. I'm still trying to use it, but I don't like it at all. Like at all. Moving on, I did use a cream blush stick. I went in with my Duo blush stick in the side. This one is Hug. And then for a cream highlight, I actually went in with my Lashstep eyeshadow stick in Crystal. I've been using that as my cream highlight lately. And then I went ahead and used my CoverGirl Clean Invisible setting powder in Buff Beige. Again, another product that I'm not going to be replacing. I didn't actually purchase it. It was given to me, but I'm not in love with it. So once it's gone, it's gone. I did also go in with a powder blush. I wanted the red to kind of go in with the eye look. It's not quite as red as I'd like. I wish I had a cream red that would have made it more red instead of a little bit pinky, but that's okay. This one is from Game Beauty, and it's in the shade Violet. It's from their Persona 5 Royal Collection. And then for highlight, I just went in with my Broken Wet n Wild one that I've been on a journey trying to finish up. Unfortunately, I don't know the shade for it. To finish off my eyes, I did end up going in with one of the ColourPop Glitterally Obsessed. This one is in Keep It Platonic. I love this one. It's honestly my favorite. It'll probably be the first one that gets used up. It's also quite dried out, so it's kind of on a mission to use it up. The rest of my eyes, I went in with the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner. This one's in Joyride. For mascara, I went in with my Essence Lash Princess Mascara. This one's the Lash false lash effect. And then for my brows, I went in with my Essence Eyebrow Designer in Brown 02. My lashes are just off Amazon, but I do not like these little half lashes. I accidentally rebought a whole nother pack, and now I'm on a journey to get them used up too. So I just don't like how it looks right where it connects to my normal lash, whereas the full lash, it just looks more clean to me, but it is what it is. I did also go in with my Zisa lipstick. I got this from an Ice Cream beauty box. It's just a really nice traditional red lip color. I don't use this one very much, but I'm trying to use things more just as a whole. I don't know what I'm saying there, but I did go into this lipstick, but I wanted a little bit more depth, so I actually went back into my Noiricorn Blightmoon Palette, and I just picked up this matte red just to mattify the lips, but also give it that depth, and I think it matches the lips or the eyes a lot better now. So yeah, I just went into Bloodstone and kind of topped and blended and softened the edges and everything using that. That is everything I used to finish off the look. We're gonna go ahead and zoom out and talk about the palette and finish up the video. Alrighty guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I think we're gonna start off by chatting about this palette. I've used it, I wanna say at least 4 times now, because twice in this first impressions, and then I did just a little reel with it already. So I've used it a decent amount of time for how long I've had it so far, and I would say that for the most part I really do love this palette. My one thing that I don't love about it is it didn't have the Blightmoon label on it, which is what the palette's called, so I had to cut it out of the box that I got it in and tape it on just so I remember what this palette's called. And then the other thing is gonna be this red shade here. It is a beautiful shade, and for a pressed glitter, which I really do think that's what it is, it's really good for being a pressed glitter, but I had to re-intensify where I put it multiple times on the looks that I did use that red shade with. I did notice a decent bit of creasing with it, or just like the shadow kind of fading or sticking to the wrong spot, so I'd have to go in with my finger and like blend it back out. And during this look today, just from when I did my eyeshadow look to now, I've had to go back into this shade to re-intensify it a couple times to keep it looking how I wanted it to look. So as pretty as it is, I will say this shade is a little bit difficult to work with. I still think I will use it and get it used up because it is really pretty, but there are a few little things about it that I'm not the biggest fan of, but again, for the product it is, I do think it's quite beautiful. The shimmers are gorgeous. I love the other 3. They have kind of a similar formula. This one's a little different, but those 3 all work wonderfully. The mattes were stunning. I had no complaints about them. They blended really well. The pigments on them was beautiful. So yeah, everything about this palette was really beautiful. The red one just had a few little things about it that I'm not the biggest fan of, but I still do think it's really gorgeous, and I love how this look turned out. So if I have to babysit it a little bit, it is what it is. So yeah, all in all, I think this palette is absolutely gorgeous. I definitely am so grateful that I received this in PR. Yeah, I've loved playing with this so far. It's a great little addition to my collection. All the shades are so beautiful and work really well, and I'm really happy. So I guess with that said, if you had a favorite look from these 2, please feel free to comment it down below. Or if you've tried this brand out and you have a favorite palette, let me know. I did have this palette gifted from C Beauty Mall, which is, from my understanding, a big reseller that like sells multiple brands products. So that's how I received this product, and again, I'm just so grateful to have received that and got to play with it. It's such a fun little palette. Other than that, if you did enjoy this video, you can feel free to give me a thumbs up. It does help my channel out a lot, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It basically just bookmarks my channel, so it's nice and easy for you to find. That's really all it is, but it also tells YouTube that you like me, and that helps me out a little bit too. I do have a discount code with C Beauty Mall, not Noiricorn's website, but C Beauty Mall, which sells this brand as well as many other brands. I will leave that and all of my other codes down below, as well as whether or not they're affiliated. And yeah, I think that is everything for today's video. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye!